Hey, welcome back to my channel. Looking for a sign. I'm SJ. You guys know you're my ears and eyes. So we are doing, I've noticed, because you guys know I'm a life coach too. And I've just noticed that a lot of the people that I've been doing readings for and connecting with have been going through a lot of endings. And there's been a lot of questions about why these endings are happening. So that's what this reading is all about for my earth sign. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, and north node in Surreal. About why these endings are happening right now. What are you supposed to be learning? Like, you know, why, whether it's a job, a relationship, a habit, just why these things are ending in your life, okay? So, I'm going to be using my Oracle deck. This is the Intuitive Truth Oracle deck. It is tarot size, so it fits in the palm of your hands. They do have this, like gloss over them, so they're very sturdy and long-lasting, okay? We are doing one more week of pre-ordering, okay? So if you pre-order this deck, the link is down below. Pre-ordering just means that you'll get a copy of this deck sent to you before it is posted on Amazon, my Etsy shop, or my website. All right, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could do so by clicking on my website down in the description box below. If you want like a mini reading, you can do so by clicking on my Etsy shop. Okay, I think that's everything I have to say. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this earth signs. So the first card that we have out here is why, okay? And this is like, what are the intentions to my motives? Like, my motives, what are my intentions, what is fueling my intentions, okay? And then we have imagine here. That talks about daydreams, that talks about being delusional, okay? It also talks about thinking about something, visualizing something, and then manifesting it into physical form. And then we have observer. And with observer, that's about taking a step back and observing the entire picture of something, okay? So, angel guides, ancestors, universe, God, move on. I ask that be a clear channel for you. And then we'll go off anything that is not present. Amen. All right. Let's hop into this. All right. So why is why here for earth signs? Oh, I just heard don't take that. Okay. All right. Why is really? Okay. All right, imagine. I don't know why, I just felt really guided to pull another card here. All right, so here for why, remember that talks about what are my intentions behind something, okay, or what are my motivations behind something. All right, now earth signs, for some of you guys, this makes me feel like this has to do with a job, a project, not so much a relationship, okay? But this feels, with this Y card, this says stay together, but money increase is in reverse, okay? Here, this feels like a job or a project, okay? So there could be some job or project that you're doing, okay? With stay together, this gives me committed energy, something that you're committed to, something that you're loyal to, okay? It may be a relationship for some of you, but for a lot of you, I'm picking up this energy of being loyal or committed to a job or something that brings in money. It's bringing in money, but I don't feel like you're happy. I don't feel like you're happy, or I feel like it's something you've outgrown, or I feel like it's something that you want to expand on it, or this could be a job that, you know, you want to leave that department, you want to get promoted, there's something else that you want to do, you want to change your MOS, you want to change your job title, and you're kind of questioning what is my motives behind this? Why am I staying in this situation? Because I feel like it is ending, okay? So it may be coming up on time for promotion time for you, okay? Or maybe somebody is leaving and, you know, you have to make a decision if you're going to apply for a certain position or not before it closes or whatever. But there's just a strong sense of, outside of this money, why am I staying in this? Because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there's a shift happening for you guys. And with this shift happening, it's making you guys question your material world versus your spiritual world, and if they're in alignment. So we have imagine. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna be really honest with you guys. We have honest and trustworthy here, okay? I feel like whatever cycles are ending for you guys are not being honest with yourselves, okay? Honest and trustworthy is here because you're a little bit delusional. Whatever reasons you're giving yourself for staying in this situation or staying at this job or, you know, focusing on, you know, well, you know, I've already done, you know, nursing school and now, you know, I'm getting ready to do a different type of, you know, medical school certification because, you know, I love helping people. And it's like, no, that's not the reason. Like you know, you really, I don't know, want to be you really want to be a chiropractor, you know? And like you are only doing this particular job, you know, as a nurse, or you're, you know, finishing up nursing school because you like the money, but you're not really happy. You know what I mean? It's like something along those lines. It's just something where you're trying to convince yourself that it's okay to stay in this situation for all these reasons, then it's really not. All right. And then we have observer here. This talks about stepping back from a situation and seeing it for what it actually is. I feel like a lot of things are ending around you because you are starting to realize that some of you guys are worried about how people view you. You're worried about how people view you. You're worried about other people's opinions. You're worried about friends or family, how they're going to view, you know, like how they're going to see you. You've always been the logical one. You've always been the stable one. You know, you've always been the one that, you know, went after their dreams and made, you know, a good living, a stable job, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, am I really doing this for me, or have I been doing this for somebody else this whole time, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and extra clarify. All right, for why. Ooh. That's weird. All right, so why. Yeah. Yeah. See, we have the Page of Pentacles here. And the Page of Pentacles, like, literally talks about someone who is learning. As they're like learning a new job. Okay? They're learning a new job. They may be going to school for a new job. They're learning something new in pertaining to their money. All right? And again, with the Y card being here, you're asking yourself, why am I doing this? I'm going to school. You know, why am I doing this? I want to make sure that I'm doing this for the right reasons, okay? And clarifying, you know, the staying together. We have the Five of Wands, okay? So you may be in conflict about this. This may be a decision that you're making that you're not really sure about going to school or about learning something new, because you're like, you know what, I'm just in conflict because remember, money increases here in reverse. How is this going to affect my finances? Like maybe you're already in a job where you make a lot of money and you're thinking about, you know, leaving that job and just going to school. And it's like, you know what, like how is that going to affect my finances? Am I going to even be able to find a job in my field? Am I sure that this is something that I want to do? So these endings are happening because you weren't going to make a decision on your own. You weren't going to make a decision on your own, okay? So things in your world kind of had to be shaken up to force you to make a decision, left or right, okay? And it feels like a lot of you guys are trying to go for happiness, which is what I'm feeling in this collective. This is not something that you would normally do. Normally you're going to go towards where the money's at, where the abundance is, right? It's almost like, yo, I can I can be happy, later on. But right now, like, I just want to make this bread. Right now, I'm trying to bring this abundance in. So it's a conflict to go towards something that makes you happy because you're like, but am I doing the right thing? Like, yeah, I'll be happy, but how is that going to affect my abundance? I really feel like this is a shift that needed to happen for those who are in this collective. And that's the reason why these endings or things are ending, because you wouldn't have moved otherwise. Ooh. All right, imagine. Ooh. Oh, see, look at that. Yeah. Right here we have the Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands, okay? Or, yeah, the Four of Wands. Ten of Swords in reverse, that talks about overcoming something, okay? That talks about learning from the past and, like, moving forward, so to speak, right? But the Four of Wands talks about stability. It talks about stability. It talks about coming together. It talks about, what is the word I want to use? What are the words? Laying down roots somewhere. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Okay. But here, I feel like with the illusion here, that's why illusion and trustworthy are here. This is how you think. This is how you're trying to justify your decision. I'm rising above, all this stuff, and I have stability. I have stability. I've learned in the past that, hard work is the only way that anything is going to move forward. So I'm just going to move forward in stability. And I'm doing the right thing by doing this. No, you're not that it's no, you're not. But it's like this, like, we don't believe you. Right? Like with the Ten of Swords, it's like, yeah, you're rising above and everything. But there's still this sense of fear. Like, are you rising above this because this is really what you want, or are you rising above this because you're holding in fear that if I don't, I remember last time I didn't rise above this situation in a certain way and look what happened. So I have to rise above this and stay on track with my stability. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we got the Magician here. Yeah, I definitely feel like it's an illusion here with the Magician card. Like, you guys are trying to convince yourselves. Yeah, for sure. Because I have the Magician here with the Page of Swords. Yeah, I really feel like you guys are trying to convince yourself that this is what this is. I really do. Because I feel like you guys are trying to justify and trying to come up with something that just... It's not sitting well with you because it needs to end. There's this shift that's about your happiness. You do everything for everybody else. You make sure everybody else is taken care of. That's what earth signs do. But what about your happiness, right? So Observer, why is that here? Wow. Yeah, we have the Eight of Pentacles here. That talks about commitment, but that also talks about, like, being an apprentice or, like, learning a new trade or learning something new. That's what this whole entire thing has been about, right? But remember, the Observer card is about taking a step back and looking at everything as a whole, right? With this asking friends and family, we have the King of Swords and the King of Cups in the reverse. I cannot express enough how you guys are... Like, okay, how do I explain this? The King of Swords is very logical. The King of Cups is very emotional, right? So these are opposite sides of the spectrum. I feel like you guys are taking a step back and you guys are really trying to have some sort of balance. You don't want to manipulate yourself out of the situation, but at the same time, you're not trying to be too logical to where you completely dismiss how you're feeling about the situation as well. So all these endings and a lot of these endings are happening in your life because it's like, bro, this has to happen this way because you're not happy. Now, for those of you that this may not be about a job, but the dynamic is the same, this very well could be a relationship. This very well could be school. This very well could be a person. Either way it goes, the theme of why these endings are happening is because there is a what is logical versus what's going to make me happy. and you guys were staying in this toxic pattern of trying to convince yourself that, you know what, money-wise or abundance-wise, this logically makes sense to stay in this dynamic, but emotionally you weren't happy. And some of you guys were trying to justify why it's okay to still stay in this dynamic, even though you were giving all of the signs that, you know what, the situation just isn't, it's just not working. And so Spirit had to step in and call some endings, because now you don't have a choice, right? Shifts and things are happening, and now you don't have a choice but to make a decision and stick to it. Because once you make a decision and stick to it, now you have to move in that and make this bread. Now you have to go to, listen, we have to go to school and do what we need to do to hurry up and finish so that we can make this money. You see what I'm saying? So now it's like you don't have a choice but to pick up the pieces and move forward. But I feel like a lot of you guys are trying very, very hard to find balance. Some of you guys, when you did allow yourself to be in your reverse energy, you were almost too emotional to the point where you were almost manipulative and almost toxic to yourself. Those of you that have went through something similar like this in the past, you were too logical and you ended up putting yourself in a situation where you overlooked signs and things and ended up in a toxic situation anyway. So I feel like a lot of you guys are trying to make the decision to make sure that you are balanced and making a decision between your head and your heart, and not worrying about how other people are going to view you or what other people think. Making sure that at the end of the day, you're doing what's right for you and what's going to make you happy. Because a lot of you guys know, if I do what makes me happy, my abundance is going to come regardless. And I agree wholeheartedly, okay? So we are going to go ahead and go into the extended. Access to the extended is down below, okay? What we're going to do in the extended is I'm going to separate you earth signs out by zodiac signs. So, and then we're going to timestamp them. So we'll have Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, and find out in detail what exactly your situation is, a little bit more in detail, and the outcome and any advice from Spirit based off of this energy here, okay? So, if you like this kind of reading, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. It is the best way that you guys can go ahead and support all of us here on YouTube, is by hitting that little thumbs up, okay? And then subscribing to the channel, so that way you guys are notified every time we post, okay? I do post daily, and I will see you guys in the extended.